mean, come on, it's Halloween. I've got to dress this set somehow. Well, welcome to the October edition of the Journal. We're really happy with how things have been going so far. We're on episode 5 now and the response has been fantastic. And to the 24 of you who have subscribed at the time of recording, thank you so much. It's fantastic. It's just great to be back with everything on the blog, from a radio show to this. Maybe a What the Hell Happened might have gone out by the time you see this. I don't know. Depends on how I felt about Venom, which handily links me on to what we're talking about this month. It's no secret that getting a review from the cinema to the blog is quite a difficult task indeed. So we thought this month we might as well take you behind the scenes on the process, and surprise surprise, we're going to take you behind the scenes on Venom. Now, I'm recording this the night before, which is when I usually do the research and the initial writing of the introduction, if you will, for the reviews here on the blog. But let's just say this is going to be an insightful process for me and you, because whether I'm at that cinema or at the other cinema, the process remains the same. So you know the drill by now. Sit back, relax, pour yourself a cup of the best tea in the world. I have mine here. And enjoy a very, well, satirical look behind the scenes on TheJackSmit.com review days. My work begins the night before, as mentioned earlier, when I begin my research into the film, looking on IMDb, basically finding out who the main cast members are, who the cinematographer is, any important details I will need to mention in the review. It's my belief that the more information you put in about the technical qualities of the film, it means that you'll be able to understand a little bit more about the filmmaking process. That's the reason, let's say, if the score is good, I will mention it. If the cinematography is good, I will mention it. And of course, knowing who's in the film is a good thing. Once I've done all of that, then, well, I just keep a close eye on this YouTube channel, because why not? And that brings us nicely on to the actual review day. And, well, any guesses where I am? And then, the fun bit. Once I've seen the film, I go ahead into the foyer of this place and write the review. It's that simple, basically. Well, I say simple. It's simple if you have a Wi-Fi connection. That's where the sheet I mentioned earlier comes in handy. Because this cinema doesn't have Wi-Fi yet, I have to use this cheat sheet to help draft the review. It's only when I get to the McDonald's across the road that I really manage to refine it a little bit. I always try and keep them short and concise because, for a start, that's the unique selling point of TheJackSmit.com, short and concise film reviews since June of 2013. It's my belief that the short and concise review style that I use adds to your enjoyment of the films. You don't want to go in knowing too much, but at the same time you want to go in knowing what to expect. That's the reason I always single out the important departments. For example, with Venom, I wanted to sort of highlight how the Tom Hardy performance saved the film, and I know a lot of people kind of wanted to see the film just because of Tom Hardy. He does have a certain audience demographic at the end of the day. But I also want to bring the intellectual side of things. That's why I mentioned cinematography, for example. That's why I mentioned music. And it's also kind of a way to make it concise and readable. You don't want to be sat there scrolling through page after page after page of text. Let's say if you're in a rush, for example, you're going off to watch A Star Is Born at your local nondescript cinema. View, audience, Cineworld, I don't care. But you sat there in the foyer and you don't know anything about the film. You want to be able to find out all the important details, whether it's good or not, and then at that point, you can make your informed decision about whether to go ahead and buy tickets or not. Because, as mentioned before, cinema tickets are not cheap nowadays, unless you've got one of those unlimited scheme things. Wish my local cinema offered something like that. Ultimately, it is you lot as the customer who decides whether films are successful or not. It's our job as critics to inform and educate. That's one of the many reasons why I was particularly interested about the Rotten Tomatoes score on Venom. Not because of the expectation, it's to see how audiences perceived the film. Because there is no cinema industry without cinema goers. And the more of you, the better. As I record this, cinemas are on track to be having another record-breaking year. So it's a win-win for everybody. But arguably, writing the reviews is pretty much as simple as that. There is one scenario with the reviews that's a little bit different, and that is when I go off to the legendary Screen Unseen. If you've read the American Animals and Simple Favour reviews, How Evenly, Shape of Water and I, Tonya reviews from earlier on in the year, you'll know I had no clue I was going to be watching those films on the night. They only tell you what it's going to be when the BBFC Black Card goes up on screen, but of course, as I have friends who work in a certain cinema, then we're always sharing banter about what the clues are going to be. But with Screen Unseen, there is only really 10 minutes to prepare the review based on all of the clues. I'm always sat there in the Costa before it comes on, looking through social media, looking at the last rumours. Then and only then do I begin drafting that first bit with the cheat sheet. After that point, it's guesswork. Then I come back here to Smit HQ and finish it up properly, because it's always on a Monday, 9 times out of 10. So it means I can fit it in around all of my other commitments, and believe me, they're getting bigger and bigger by the week. And then, once the review is written and published, there's just one small commitment keeping me back from the end of finishing a week of film. That is, of course, the mighty Ripped Ticket Show on Pulse. GoldenEye by Tina Turner. This is the Ripped Ticket Show on Pulse Radio. My name is TheJackSmit. Do not be alarmed. I'm flying this good ship solo for the very first time, and hopefully many more programmes to come, which I present on my own now. That's a big development. So, it is 33 minutes past 1 on this very wet, well, not wet, but pretty overcast Friday afternoon here on the UConn campus. It is now time to talk space. It's the final frontier for many. But for Damien Chazelle, a director who is only 33 years of age, may I add, it's the focus of his latest big Oscar contender. It came out last week. It has done good business. It's been released in a lot of premium large format cinemas, so IMAX and other equivalent screening venues. This is a film that left me speechless for many reasons, and I'm going to tell you all about why once we've had the trailer for First Man. Either way, that just about does it for this month's journal. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button to stay notified on when we upload. You'll probably get what the hell happens and all that sort of stuff coming up soon, but after all, what's wrong with a bit of friendly competition, eh? Now, as a lot of you probably seen earlier this afternoon, this episode of the Journal went offline briefly for a few hours. Apologies about that, I'm going to explain why now. In an ideal world, I would have been announcing a big collaboration with the fantastic UConn film production students based here at the Media Factory. But unfortunately, there have been some legal complications behind the scenes. I'm not allowed to say too much at this time. They're a fantastic bunch. I'm going to be documenting the film they end up making as part of the only university course in the UK to do a feature film production element like this. But because there have been some complications with the actual title of the film and the route they're going to be going down, I'm not allowed to say too much, aside from the fact They're a really good bunch, they're a fantastic group already. I've sat in on 2 of their pre-production meetings and they're fantastic. So you'll want to subscribe and keep an eye out for whatever this ends up being, because they are going to make a film. But it has got me thinking, what about next month's journal? So this is a little bit of an idea. Next month we're going to be doing a Q&A special. So if you've got anything you want to ask relating to the film industry in any way, shape or form, keep it PG of course, get them sent in as a comment below. We're harbouring a very unique little community here on TheJackSmit.com, so hopefully we can get some discussion going. Other updates that I can shoot, because I'm shooting this the day this goes out. As you can tell, that's why my hair's a little bit shorter. Other updates, Rip Ticket Show, we're back up this Friday, 1 o'clock, we're reviewing Bohemian Rhapsody, we're reviewing Hate You Give. If you listened in to the show I did 2 weeks back now, thanks for listening. You can listen again, as you've seen a little bit earlier, TheJackSmit.com/radio. Hopefully you can listen live this week. Same will be again, same process will be there again. You can listen again after the show goes out. Other reviews I can kind of tease, not much at all really. But of course, due to the legal complications, that's why this episode went offline briefly this afternoon, so I just thought I'd give you a little update. So, the usual spiel. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the button below and don't forget to tap the bell to stay notified on when we upload. There might be a what the hell happened going out between now and the next journal. Make sure you have your questions for journal 6 sent in by, I'm going to say the middle of November, because that's when we're going to be shooting it. Also, you might want to keep your eyes peeled on the blog for a bit of a marketing campaign we'll be launching very soon. It's called Born Independent, and it's a big thing for all of us. If you know me, you'll know I spend a lot of my time at a certain cinema. That's going to be changing, as you've seen about 2 minutes and 47 seconds ago. So for now, I'm Jack from TheJackSmit.com. Thanks for watching the journal. We'll see you next month. Time to redact some names then.